There's Joel. Say hi, Joel.
Hi.
What are we working on today?
It's an incline planes.
Ramps and incline planes. We are doing our science again today.
Yep.
So we started this on Tuesday, and we talked about the three basic simple machines.
Yep.
Now, some people say there's more than three. I was taught there are three, and the others are just variations.
Yeah.
So we're going with the three that I was taught. Now, what did we do the first day?
Wheels.
Wheels. We did. And we're going to use some wheels today because it's going to help us explain ramps.
Yeah.
And the next day we did what?
Levels.
That's right, we did levers. And what did we do today?
Ramps and incline planes.
Ramps, ramps are inclined planes. That's kind of one of those things you have to get your mind around is ramps and inclined planes are the same thing. So we're going to talk about first, and I've got my camera looking at Joel all the way at this one instead of trying to do the back camera. We're going to wave at Russell Riney, although he still hasn't told the Nate the Snake joke. So I want you to show me a ramp.
With you?
Right there. What makes that a ramp? It's a ramp, right? It's just a big piece of metal that allows us to make this height shorter. So let's try something here, okay?
Okay.
Crawl up on the tailgate.
This?
Yeah, crawl up there. All right, jump off. Is that a long way?
No.
Well, walk up the ramp.
Huh?
Go to the end of the ramp.
Okay.
Walk up. Walk back down. Now, which was easier?
The ramp?
So it's easier to walk up and down the ramp than it was to crawl on the tailgate?
Yeah.
Well, show me again. You're saying this is harder. This takes more work. This took more work.
Yeah.
And getting down,
Yeah.
although jumping's fun, it's not as easy, is it? So you can walk up the ramp and back.
Yeah.
Let's walk up the ramp. So you don't. This isn't hard at all. That's pretty easy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Walking up and down. Okay, so a ramp, as you have stated many times, is an example of an inclined plane. What else can we do with an inclined plane?
I know.
Well, what happens if we put something with wheels, like your Pinewood Derby car,
Yeah.
on an inclined plane?
Okay.
What happens? Up. Well, it rolls until it falls in the gap in the middle. Go ahead and pick it up.
Yeah. Can I try again?
You can. You want to try one more time?
Yeah.
So, now, if we're flat, like right here,
Yeah.
what's it do?
Don't move.
So those wheels don't help very much on a flat surface, do they?
Yeah.
But when we put them on a ramp,
It goes down.
it allows the potential energy to turn into kinetic energy and the wheels to roll and it goes down. Very good. So What other kinds of inclined planes do we have?
A nail?
That's not a nail. What is that?
I don't know.
I think you know what that is.
A screwdriver? No.
That's a screw.
Oh.
Now, it looks kind of like a nail, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But what are these ridges?
Uh.
Those are called threads, aren't they?
Yeah.
And if we look, they go, it's actually just one long ridge. It goes round and round and round and round. It's one long inclined plane.
Yep.
So that's like a ramp that goes up and around, right?
Right.
So that's how a screw works.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have one more kind of inclined plane. What's that?
What is it?
What else is it?
Is it like a triangle?
Kind of like a triangle. Or if you lay it down, it's an inclined plane.
It's a ramp.
It's a wedge,
Oh.
which is the same thing as a ramp, which is the same thing as an inclined plane.
Yep.
There's another set of screws. Now that's two screws. They're going to pull against each other. So that's how we can amplify force. That's called a turnbuckle. But that's using these together, and we'll talk about that maybe next week.
Okay.
But what can we do with a wedge?
I don't know.
I bet we can use it to keep a door open.
Yeah?
So if we tuck that under a door, you think it'll keep it open?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go find out. Let's hope my door is not too high to be able to do this with. Now my outside door is, but I bet our inside door, what do you bet if I put this under our inside door, you won't be able to pull it back across it? I'm going to put that right there, okay? Now you pull on the door.
So how do I end?
Try again. Now we do have marble here, so go ahead. Pull. Pull. Pull as hard as you can. Now, I'm not trying here to stop him. I'm really not.
Ouch!
It's barely even bending the foam of my flip-flop. Try again. Pull.
My hand hurts.
We'll use the other hand. Use both hands. So is that wedge pretty strong?
Yeah.
Am I trying very hard? I'm not trying hard. Oh. So that wedge is a very strong use of a simple machine, isn't it? Oh, and there's Dora. And say hello to your Uncle Donovan.
Hello.
And Uncle Russell. And say hello to everybody, because there's people watching.
Hello, everybody.
So, we can do all kinds of things with simple machines.
Yeah.
And we've just shown the very, very basics. We showed wheels, we showed levers, and we showed inclined planes, also called ramps or wedges.
Yeah.
So, if we get to continue this, and I expect we will, even if we have to do it on weekends, our next step is start using more than one simple machine at a time.
Oh.
What do you think will happen if I use a lever to turn a wheel?
I don't know.
You think it'll be even stronger than the wheel?
Yeah. This?
So we're going to have a good time with these science projects, and we're going to keep on going, aren't we?
Yeah.
All right. And we're going to talk about things like springs and torsion.
Okay.
And we might even get up to the point where we're talking about casement walls and building castles.
Yeah.
Because if I use a lever and torsion and things like that, I can build a catapult, a trebuchet. Did you get to play with the trebuchet?
Huh?
Did you get to play with the trebuchet when you were at Cub Scout camp? Say yes, sir.
So,
What happened to the ball we loaded in the trebuchet? Did it go a long way?
huh? Yeah.
We threw it, didn't we? That was using a lever and a wheel. Okay, so today's been kind of short, but we're going to go with it. And we've talked about inclined planes, which we also call things like screws and wedges and ramps.
Yeah.
Are you going to say bye-bye to everybody, Joel?
Bye-bye, everybody.
Have you had fun learning about simple machines?
Yeah.
So what are the simple machines?
Wheel, level, lamps, and inclined planes.
There you go. Very good. I'm very proud of you, little guy.